Hi everyone, my name is Wayne Heath and welcome to Conversations with ClubRight, a podcast about sharing my experiences as an ex-gym owner and current business owner. We're at a really exciting time where the UK fitness and wellness market is worth over £20 million. So now really is a great time to start thinking about what you can do to make things better, or even starting your own fitness business if you don't already have one. We talk about topics from retention and driving membership sales all the way through to improving processes in your club and even interviewing the occasional guest. So get yourself comfortable and let's get on with the podcast. Hi guys, well today we're going to be talking to you about pre-sale, one of the most important parts of starting a new gym business. So we'll open up that conversation today then, Neil. So let's talk about pre-sales.
Obviously with your gym, when you first opened your gym,
Yep.
what did you do?
Well, it was hard work, but fun. And I think that's mostly the first thing to have out of it. It is fun. I remember distinctly that during that pre-sale period we were, 1 minute I could be painting the walls. Next minute I could be helping Uncle Barry with the plastering. Next minute I'm talking to a customer just walked in the door, wondered what the hell was going on this first floor in Essex, Romford, what's going on in this gym, because they're kind of curious about the signage outside. Yeah. And it's about juggling stuff. And as a small business owner, it is about juggling everything that's going on. But to start with, in terms of what I did, Neil, well, we put marketing out there in terms of we started to do advertising in the local press. We also did some leaflets. We had a smart card all branded up with the card with the business.
All awareness.
Which is all about awareness. Yeah. And awareness is important, as you quite rightly say. But it's what you do with that when it comes in. How do you deal with that inquiry? And one of the biggest struggles we had at the time was that we were inundated with interest. And we could have easily thrown a lot of that out into the skip had we not done some real basic stuff. And basic stuff being get that person's name, get their number. Now we tend to talk far more about emails.
Oh crikey, because I suppose when you had your gym you didn't have all your Facebook marketing and all that kind of stuff, and you couldn't target
it was
people
there,
but
it wasn't like the way that we would tend to market today.
And obviously online joining and all that kind of stuff, it just wasn't available, was it?
No.
So you relied on people inquiring, getting the details down.
Yep.
But obviously with a pre-sale then, I suppose you did a pre-sale.
Yeah.
Do you remember the numbers that you managed to sign up before you opened?
Yeah, I do distinctly. Our pre-sale period lasted nearly 8 weeks.
Wow,
which for some people might sound like a long time, but actually it wasn't.
Yeah.
We could have got away with less, but I actually felt that we were so busy in pre-sale. It was one of the best times we had, because we had no customers.
Okay.
So it was actually quite nice at that point. We were just selling. We actually got 289 members signed up in that period of time.
Wonderful.
Never forgotten that number. Really proud of that. And it gave us the springboard to say that when we did open, after 8 weeks, there were 289 people coming in the door, with 289 people having an induction with a member of the team to show how the equipment worked, what we were all about in the club, and off we went.
Getting referrals off them.
Absolutely,
as well. So it just grew from there, I suppose.
100%.
Well, that's obviously some of the clubs that I come across are so focused with their building work, getting the equipment in and getting everything sorted, they suddenly forget they've got to sign people up to pay for all this.
Well,
And there's been some gyms open and then start selling. So that's quite interesting that you had the initiative to do the pre-sale.
Oh, absolutely. It was without doubt singly the best thing we did, because you're building up customers that are ultimately going to be paying for the leases that I signed for equipment, the leases I signed for everyone else, and the salaries we were paying for. I think we had the whole team in the end was 9 people.
Okay.
But we did have an extra 2 people working alongside myself and Melanie, so it's a family business. And there was 4 of us, and they had to get paid. So I need to get money, which, funny enough, in a previous podcast we talked about joining fees. Well, those joining fees allowed me to have some of that money in that pre-sale to actually pay for some of the bills that I had to pay for.
No, that's true. Well, so I personally think, and I've helped a few clubs, obviously in my current role now, to actually do, because I think a lot of people are missing a trick.
Yeah.
They actually can do now what's called a pre-pre sale.
Yes, loving this.
So rather than wait till you know your opening date, start capturing people's details now.
Yeah.
And I know people can do this on a website form and stuff like that, but to actually start getting people to register into the system that they'll then be using to book their classes, to buy their membership, to join, and all those sorts of things.
They start to feel part of the family already,
yeah,
don't they?
it's starting to join it up. So an example recently was where someone didn't have a website, they didn't have a opening date confirmed, they just knew it was coming up soon, started just putting out the registration page link for people to start putting their details in. It's catching quite non-intrusive information. It was name, email, contact number. People don't mind giving that.
Of course they don't.
But what happened then is they were then able to form a database of people. They managed to get over 600.
How many?
600 just registrations.
In what
And obviously
time?
they know they weren't going to join them all up.
No,
But what a great database. I mean, it's just literally done in a
and how
month or so.
long did they do that? 600?
Couple of months or so.
Whoa! So you got 600 people that have shown over a few months interest in something, and let's be fair. I think nowadays, after GDPR and everything else, it's 2018 May. You're now kind of looking and go, well, actually, we are less involved in wanting to fill in things.
Yeah.
So actually, to do that is a real conscious effort.
Well, that was all taken care of as well as part of it. So part of that registration was, please make sure you tick this box. So the clients were able to write a message in the box to say, please make sure you tick this box because we want to make sure that we can keep you up to date with all the goings on.
Nice.
So then that database was able to be communicated to let them know.
And it was GDPR compliant as well, of course.
Solely. All the things about the new flooring going down. This is someone building the equipment. So just keeping them interested, keeping them excited about what they're doing. But what they then did was, because they've registered, they were able to then say, right, membership plans are now available to buy. So once they knew their opening date, they launched it just to those people, kind of privately first, so they had the first chance to do it.
Okay.
So
it almost feel like a members only sale already.
Yeah, totally. And it's first 100 to just literally join. They did that very easily. But what happened was is that those will be the founder members. That membership plan will never go up in price. It's guaranteed forever.
Nice touch.
They feel more part of that.
They'll be totally 100% loyal and great advocates of the business, because they're going to go around telling everyone else that they've got a founder membership and they're not going to want to lose that, but they'll be happily telling all their friends about what's going on.
No, absolutely. And like I say, in the meantime, whilst they were waiting for the club to announce their membership plans or their timetable, which again they put out there in the marketing emails they sent, was they started to get the app ready, they were starting to fill in their details ready, they were taking their photo ready, and just...
So the people that hadn't even bought a membership had access to the app.
Yeah.
So they had access to the app, could take their photo, and they could see classes as well.
They didn't put their classes on until nearer the time, but again, that was more of a launch that they did. They showed a timetable as part of the emails they went sent out, and then they did some taster sessions for people to book onto, and because they were the founder members, they gave them credits, some free credits to do that. So yeah, like I say, I mean, it works really, really well. I think a lot of clubs do miss the trick of doing this. From a point of view of lead capture, GDPR compliancy, it just ticks all the boxes.
And it's very easy to create an inquiry, but it's also exceptionally easy to not even bother to do something that's meaningful with it. Even obviously back in the day, where simply a member of the team, could have been me, Melanie, or one of the other girls at the time, we'd have been sitting there physically writing down someone's name and number, which I then put into a spreadsheet, because that's all I had at the time.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm building this database up because I could see the real value in doing that. Didn't have the kind of tools that exist today to actually do what I was doing back in the day. So it's quite labour intensive. Yeah. But the principles are fundamentally the same, and I just see so many club owners focusing on, quite rightly, what the brand's going to be like, what the colourway's going to be like, because that's important to me. I'm always been involved in marketing, so that is key. But how are you going to pay for it all? Yeah. How are you going to pay for the equipment you've just signed a lease for that's costing you thousands of pounds per month? You need member payments. I was saying, if you hadn't signed up that, 289 members, went on opening day, you'd have been a lot more worried about opening. Absolutely. Well, I'd have been sitting there thinking, I've got to climb this wall really rapidly. And yes, there was still pressure, like there was in opening any new business. However, the pressure was lessened by an awful lot. And of course, like you mentioned with referrals, and I know you're as passionate about referrals as I am, is that it started to create a natural kind of level of interest.
Yeah.
So although we're still continuing to do our marketing and handing out leaflets and all the things we continue to do, being consistent with it also allowed referrals to take place at a very, very early stage, because people are just going, "Can I see the new place down the road? It's really cool. You can do that. You can do this, and got a really nice vibe about it. If you're thinking about doing something, do you want to come down with me?" And it was pretty much as innocuous and easy as that.
Yeah, no,
which is great. But PrePre Sale is kind of just taking an extra level. I think with not even a website. I mean, how's that work?
Well, literally, the client themselves would be given a unique URL that's unique to them. It has their logo on their business name. They can incorporate their own terms, conditions, and privacy policy. So all that's taken care of, and then we can help them put the email consent boxes together and just things that make them GDPR compliant. And then also they get sent an automated email thanking them for registering, which again we can help them write to make it really personal to the club they're about to open. So even though there was no opening date, they were able to say, thanks ever so much for registering. You're going to be able to do all these things for now. Get yourself ready. You're going to be one of the first people we introduce you to the membership plans, and they made it really tailored to their club.
And were they doing that, or other people? I know you've done a lot of these, which is really, really popular. It's gone a bit mad, which is great. But a lot of people are doing this before they've even got a change of use, haven't they, on the property? Yeah,
I mean, there's been a couple of circumstances where people, before they've even got the change of use, is, for the sake of how much we're charging for this, is just literally putting it out there and getting people's interest to then show the landlord, look, there's a need.
That's a very good point.
There's a need for this business. Please let me sign this lease. And
that's the kind of what you've said is another interesting point, because when I first got my first business premises many years ago, I kind of didn't actually have any appreciation for what I know now. So I remember offering the asking price for several properties and being declined, and I just think, why am I being declined? I've offered you the asking price, and they go, "Oh well, no, we don't want a gym business in this premises." And that kind of made me realise that I was a lot more beholden than I would be. It wasn't all about how much I pay the landlord. The landlord had to actually like my business.
Yeah, of course.
So I think having a gym business and having a robust business plan to support this pre-sale is awesome, because then at least you can go to people and say, "Look, here we are. We've got it. These are the people already committed." So they've got all the landlord wants to know is they're going to get paid. Bottom line. So I guess to summarise, what would you say on the PrePre Sale then, Neil?
I think that the whole thing is like you say, getting that message out there that people can start to register as early as you want them to be able to, on a unique page that's branded round you.
Totally.
And it doesn't cost anything for you to share it on social media, send it into messages to people, and for people to like and share it to all their friends and family. All of a sudden,
without a website as well, as you
that's
said.
it. All people are just getting straight into there. There's no website needed. You just share the unique link. You then start to form that database that you can start to communicate with. The beauty of that as well is that people are getting used to using the software as well, and how they're going to be able to book an app. They're also then on the same system that when you launch your membership plans, they're already in there.
They're familiar with it, aren't
they? Could just go and buy them straight away. And it just makes things easy going forward, and it just joins everything up.
Exactly. And the kind of numbers you mentioned with one of your clients is amongst many more who have seen equally the same kind of growth, and it doesn't take a lot to make a big difference, but if you are consistent, have a plan, have a process that with that sharing that URL can allow you to do, you can build a very successful, sustainable gym business.
Yeah, totally.
So hopefully that's been of real use to you guys out there. Looking forward to sharing some more with future podcasts. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. We want to help as many business owners as we can in this podcast. So remember to share it with your friends and let us know what topics you would like us to talk about next. See you next time.